This video is on definite integrals. So up until now, we usually have an integral that looks like this. And it doesn't have any numbers on the ends. Versus a definite integral would have numbers, and they could be any numbers. I'm just making up 0 and 3. And then our function. All right, the main difference between these, other than the fact that there are numbers, is the type of answers you get. The type of answer that we get here is a function plus c. The type of answer that we get here is a number. Okay. How that works is it's called the fundamental theorem of calculus. And it says that if you have a derivative inside here, and you have, these are called limits from a to b, then your answer is f of b minus f of a. What that means is that you integrate, okay? So my derivative became a function, so I integrate, but then I plug in the top number and then subtract what I get when I plug in the bottom number. So if we apply this to this example up here, what I would get is I would integrate this to x squared, but then I'm going to plug in 0 and 3. Now, the notation that we use to say that we're going to plug in is we use a straight line with the numbers on the end, and then I plug in 3, and I plug in 0. And I get 9 minus 0, so my final answer is 9. All right, let's go ahead and do one more quick example using the fundamental theorem of calculus. So again, I'm going to integrate and then plug in the top number, subtracting what I get when I plug in the bottom number. All right, what if I had the integral from 1 to 5 of, I got to be a little bit careful because I don't want these numbers to get too crazy. Let's do x plus 1 dx. All right. Cool. So the first thing I would do is go ahead and integrate this, which should be x squared divided by 2 plus x. And then I'm going to plug in 5 and 1. Okay, now these numbers are going to get a little gross, but we're going to be okay. All right, so I'm going to get 5 squared, which is 25, plus 5. So I'm going to plug 5 into everything. And then I'm going to subtract what I get when I plug in 1 into everything. So 1 squared over 2 plus 1. Okay. So 25 halves is the same thing as 12.5. So I'd have 17.5. Hopefully my math is correct. And then down here I'd get 1.5. So 17.5 minus 1.5 is the final answer of 16. All right. What you just saw there is an example of where numbers are nice versus a little more disgusting. So the hardest part of this process is actually not the integration, it's the arithmetic. Okay, so I'm going to make another video practicing some more examples.